there, today we're talking garlic. Actually, we're talking garlic scapes, which is sometimes the overlooked part of a garlic plant. Garlic scapes are these curly Q little guys here. They're actually the flower stalk of a garlic. So if you don't grow garlic, you may happen upon these guys in a farmer's market or in a market or in a local grocery store. Give them a try, they're delicious. And I like to eat as much of the plant as possible if they're edible. So, you know, here's a bonus before we're ready to harvest our garlic. So I am gonna harvest these guys and make some pesto, but you can do all sorts of things with them. Another thing to note is if you are growing garlic, you do want to cut these off, particularly before they get long and straight and the flowers start to open. So this is a perfect time. You can see this is actually the flower portion right here, and it's not open. It's still just this thin piece, and it's still curly. So this is the perfect time to cut them from the garlic plant. And you would cut them, I'll show you a little bit more closer, but you would cut them just about an inch above where they're starting to grow out of the stalk. And you want to cut them because they actually take some of the energy away from the bulb that is growing underground. So you want your bulb to be really hardy and healthy and, you know, as big and nutritious as possible. So you want to take these off. Also, you got a bonus harvest, right? So you can make pesto, you can use it as garlic, really. You can chop it up into a stir fry or a scramble, or really anything you would use garlic for. You can chop these guys up and use it for that. These will show up in late spring, early summer. It's middle June here in Massachusetts, and they just started to grow about a week ago. They have a mild garlic taste, so milder than the garlic bulb. I've heard that they're easier on your stomach than pure garlic, so if you are sensitive to garlic, you may want to give Scapes a try or ask your doctor if that's possible. Okay, so we're going to cut some of these and we're going to go inside and make some pesto. All right, so here is one. You'll notice that this guy's a little crazy, but I'm going to just use really sharp shears. We're going to cut them about an inch above where they're growing. So here you go. Here is your scape. So what you're going to use, you're going to cut also this flower portion off. So it's essentially just this part that you're using. And if this bottom part is tough, kind of like asparagus, you can trim it a little bit further when you go inside to the kitchen. So you just use the central part of the scape and you can compost the ends. All right, let's get chopping these guys. Oh, they smell good. Look at how pretty these are. Like, I wish there was a scratch and smell on video because this is amazing. Okay, we have our garlic scapes and we're ready to do something with them. I'm super excited, and again, it smells amazing. So we have a whole bunch of scapes. First, you don't have to use them all right away. They will store up to 2 weeks in your fridge. I would just wrap them up in some paper towels, just loosely, and then put them in a container. Just put them in. You can cover those over, put them in the fridge. They'll be good for a couple weeks. They're pretty hardy. You can also chop them up and freeze them and have these year-round, basically. You can also, like I said, chop them up, put them in a stir fry. You can even chop up the more delicate ends really finely, throw them in a salad raw. And you can put them in a scramble. You can do almost anything with these. If you use garlic for something, you can use garlic scapes for that. And garlic scapes are almost more versatile. So today we're making pesto. Pesto also, I've made just garlic scape pesto without any basil. Today I'm putting some basil in it just because, I love basil. So you can do either. So I have out here, I've got about 1/3 of a cup of my Scapes. I've got almost a cup of basil. I've got about 1/2 cup of walnuts. I've got 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast. I've got about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil, 1/2 of a lemon, and a little bit of salt. So we're gonna pop these in the Cuisinart. Super easy, super fast. So I'm gonna put the harder things in first and just chop those up. So the Scapes and the walnuts. I'm just gonna pulse those a little bit, chop them. All right, then I'm gonna add my nutritional yeast. If you don't know about nutritional yeast, it adds a cheesy flavor to plant-based recipes. It is amazing. So throwing that in, putting the olive oil. I'm gonna blend that up. Okay, and then lastly, I'm gonna just put, I have about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. My almost cup of basil. Then I'm gonna put in the juice of about 1/2 of a lemon. Blend that up again. Smells delish. So I'm just gonna taste it for salt and lemon. You can modify how much you have. Pretty tasty. I'm gonna actually leave it there. I'll pop that in a container and then throw it on some pasta tonight. I'll probably use a bean pasta. I like the chickpea, or there's also red lentil pasta now. Super delicious, kind of protein packed. This will be amazing on top. There you have it, basil garlic scape pesto. Delicious, super easy. That was, I don't know, 10 minutes total with prep and the mixing. And it will be a hit tonight. I will definitely enjoy it. So try it out, let me know what you think. I will share the recipe and, you know, enjoy some garlic scapes. They're delicious and really good for you. Thanks, bye.